Hi, this is Chef Pete, coming to you from the Vulcan Test Kitchen. Welcome to another a la carte video. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing how you can turn your small footprint kitchen into an absolute engine of productivity and profitability. Whether you have a catering business, a food truck, a small cafe, it doesn't matter. Vulcan equipment will be your partner for the maximum profitability and production you can get out of that space. So I'm going to be going over two pieces of equipment. The first is our Minijet Combi Oven. The Minijet provides all the power and capability of our full-size combis, but as the name implies, in a very compact footprint, meaning that will fit into any small footprint kitchen. The Minijet comes with a full array of options and accessories. It can be stacked, it can have an external spray hose, as well as a full array of cooking accessories that we can produce grilled food, fried food, steamed food, roasted food, braised food. You're gonna be able to get the benefits of combi cooking in a much more compact size. One other great feature of the Minijet is that it can have a ventless hood, meaning that you don't need a full extraction hood to have the benefits of a combi. Because it is a combi oven, it still will require the same types of hookups that a full-size combi would require. So that means it's going to need incoming water, power obviously, and a drain. In a food truck application, for example, it's gonna need clean water from a tank. It's gonna need a water pump to provide some water pressure into the combi. And then from the drain side, it's gonna also need a gray water tank to collect that water when it comes through the combi. If you have more specific needs about your equipment, Vulcan does have a full line of countertop equipment, from fryers to charbroilers to griddles, so that you can target the exact piece of equipment to your exact operational needs. Our VCRB countertop radiant charbroiler provides all the same power and functionality and even cooking as our full-size charbroilers for a compact space. The VCRH countertop hot plate comes with the same lift-off burner heads and removable crumb tray to make cleaning easy. The VCRG manual countertop griddle comes with 1-inch thick steel plates to ensure even heat distribution and consistent cooking. The CEF40 is a heavy-duty countertop fryer that is ENERGY STAR approved and is engineered with swing-up, ribbon-style heating elements, which means shorter recovery, faster cooking, and easier cleaning. All of Vulcan's countertop equipment can obviously go on a standard kitchen countertop or on a stand or even a refrigerated base from Charleston. So now that we've talked about some of Vulcan's other countertop equipment, let's get back to the Minijet. We're gonna be doing some lamb kebabs and some vegetable kebabs to put on a pita. It's a typical food that you might see in a food truck or a cafe, some smaller production environment. And the results are gonna be the same as it would be if they came out of a full-size combi or even a charbroiler. So I'm gonna get started by loading some of this product in. Combis have the ability to cook multiple products at the same time. I have that multifunctionality, multi-purpose piece of equipment that can take the place of other pieces of equipment in the kitchen. This setup is the kind that you would see in a high production, in and out, a la carte operation, much like a food truck. Again, I keep referencing food trucks, but that's the kind of size that we're talking about here. The piece of equipment would be perfect in that kind of small footprint environment. On the screen, I'm gonna launch each one of these individual timers like that, and I'll be able to get a status bar that shows me visually from anywhere I am in the kitchen how far each item is into its cooking process. It's just a way that the Vulcan Combi helps you manage your kitchen with those visual cues. So the pita obviously doesn't take very long to heat up at this temperature. So as production would go, the pita would be in almost a la minute. Right as you need it, you'd throw a pita in, hit the button. A minute later, it would tell you that the pita's ready, and then you could use the longer cook items for items that are actually cooked and held hot. So that way you can maintain production at your food truck or in your cafe or wherever you are. So I'm pulling out my potatoes that I'm gonna season here. Now we're gonna be able to pull out our lamb and plate everything up. There we have a lamb kebab pita with Za'atar potatoes. Now that we've seen what the Minijet can do, we're gonna move on to the PreciPan. Obviously, the PreciPan is a full-size piece of equipment, not a countertop, but it is multi-purpose. And that's what I want to hammer home, is the idea that all of the equipment that we're talking about today can take the place of multiple pieces of hardware in one footprint. So if you have a catering operation, you're doing things like Osso Bucco, like we're going to be cooking today, I can do the Osso Bucco and I can do the polenta in one piece of equipment and save the space that I would normally require from other pieces of equipment. I'm going to be setting the PreciPan up with two zones. In the 28-gallon PreciPan, the one that I'm cooking on today, I can have two distinct temperature zones. If I have the full-size 40-gallon PreciPan, I can have three distinct zones. The reason I'm doing that today with the two zones is I'm gonna have the one side be a little bit cooler so I don't overcook or scorch my vegetables and my tomato product when I am making the vegetable part of the sauce. But I do want a higher temperature side to sear the meat. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start by seasoning this and then dredging it in flour, and I'm gonna get started. So now that I've got a good sear on one side, I'm gonna sear this other side, take these out, go in with another batch of the Osso Bucco, sear those, and then combine everything together. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the vegetables with some tomato product and some sauce. Then I'll add in all the previously seared shanks, and we'll close the lid. I'm gonna reduce the heat, let it go for about 6-8 hours, and we'll check it out at the end. Okay, next up, I'm gonna deglaze with some red wine. Okay. And I'm gonna add in some veal demi. You'll see that demi-glace start to melt right away. So as you can see, I've added the other 10 shanks to the pan. My sauce is built. Now all I have to do is close the lid. I've got the heat reduced. It's gonna take about 6 hours to get these cooked very, very low and slow. And when we come back, we're gonna have absolutely perfectly cooked veal Osso Bucco. So it's been about 5 hours, 45 minutes. There we have our perfectly cooked veal Osso Bucco. And next, we're gonna make some polenta in our PreciPan and make a plate for you. I'm gonna switch over from pan mode, where I cook the Osso Bucco, to kettle mode here to do the polenta. The first thing I'm gonna do is hit fill. I'm only using 1/10 of the capacity of this pan. Now I'm gonna go ahead and go back and hit start, and that's gonna bring the water and my milk up to temperature. And once that milk comes up to a simmer, I'll whisk in my cornmeal and then let the polenta cook and stir it occasionally. So one of the features of the PreciPan that I really enjoy and really take advantage of is the ability to control how hard a boil actually is. So by pressing the kettle button again, it brings up a menu of light to strong boiling. So what I've got the polenta set on is a level 2. So if you can see in the pan now, the polenta is at a lovely simmer, and I'm gonna let this cook down nice and slow and even, so I'm gonna end up with a perfectly creamy polenta, all because I can control how rapid the boil is with the PreciPan. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add in the Parmesan cheese. So what I'm gonna do now is use the tilting feature of the PreciPan to unload the polenta into the cart that is holding a hotel pan for the polenta. And one of the things about the PreciPan that you'll notice is that there isn't a tangent draw off. The reason is that all of the product that we take from the PreciPan comes out through the front lip. If you're wondering how then we clean the PreciPan has an internal drain that drains out the back of the unit down to the floor. So all the food comes out the front, and then when you clean it, all the water and soap goes out the back. So now you've seen me cook in the Vulcan Minijet Combi and the Vulcan PreciPan Intelligent Braising Pan. Now it's time to clean. The Minijet features completely automated cleaning. Just push a button and the Minijet will clean itself. The PreciPan uses a guided cleaning system. So what that means is the PreciPan will instruct you to follow a few steps to make sure that it's clean. Obviously, one of the most important things about keeping a piece of kitchen equipment clean is that it will extend the life of that piece of equipment. Should you experience any unplanned downtime though, you can always call our sister company Hobart. They'll be there on the spot with the right parts and the right technician to get you back up and running. Also, Hobart service is available for preventative maintenance to make sure that small issues don't become big ones. Vulcan also has a complete in-house design team to help you lay out your kitchen, select the best pieces of equipment so that any size kitchen that you have, any space that you have, we can help you maximize the profitability of that space, including the small footprint kitchens that we've been talking about today. For more information, reach out to your Vulcan BDM or go to vulcanequipment.com.